Welcome back once again to howtocookgreatfood.com. If you haven't already, please click that button and subscribe to our channel. On the menu today, and as you can see here, just finished with a little bit of parmesan. We're going to make some meatballs with a nice tomato sauce. I've added a few extra little spices to this. I like a little bit of chili in there and some smoked paprika. But yeah, a classic, delicious. Let's go and take a look at the ingredients that we need. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got here today. So beef, I've got a really lovely freshly ground beef there. That's kind of beef chunks that we ground ourselves. Really, really nice. You can just buy a packet of minced or ground beef from a butcher's or supermarket, but this is pretty special, this one. I've got some breadcrumbs here, nice and fine, 1 egg. I've got some Parmesan cheese here. Try and use a nice fresh Parmesan if you can. You know that stuff you get in the plastic containers, like powdery sort of stuff. It's disgusting, don't use it. It smells like sick. Really horrible, avoid that at all costs. Chili flakes, I like to put a bit of chili flakes into my meatballs, along with smoked paprika. Now with paprika, be careful because you get sweet paprika, which is fairly mild, smoked, and then hot paprika. Hot paprika is pretty much chili powder, it's very hot, so don't confuse them. Smoked is absolutely delicious. Oregano, or oregano as many of you call that. I've got like 2 teaspoons of that, some salt and pepper. We're gonna get a bowl. I'm gonna get a nice, lovely, sexy glove on. We're gonna mash that together. So I've got a mixing bowl here, got some gloves on because I'm gonna get my hands in there. There's our meat. Let's get some salt and pepper in there. Let's get that smoked paprika. Really lovely flavour that will give us. Chili flakes. Well, if you don't have chili flakes, you could be using a bit of chili powder. The dried oregano. The Parmesan cheese, the breadcrumbs, and that 1 egg. Now, you may have noticed that I'm not using any garlic in here. People will be saying, why are you not using garlic? No particular reason. If you want, put some in. I'm just not today. Let's get in here and give it a nice mix. Okay, so that's nicely mixed. Gloves are off. Now we just need to make our balls. So get a piece, get it in the hand and just roll it around in your hand like that. Voila, you've got one there. So you can make them any size you want. Try and keep them about the same size because we're going to be frying them together. So yeah, you can make them really big if you like or really small. Up to you, let me do that. Okay, so I've got 15 rolled into that size. I mean, they're not exactly the same. Roughly the size, I mean that's a bit smaller than that one and whatever, but yeah, they're roughly the same size. Let's get to the cooker and cook these off. Okay, so I've got a pan here, got some oil in there. I'm using sunflower oil. You could obviously be using olive oil if you want. Let's get them in. Basically what we're going to do here is medium heat. We're going to go for about 6 to 8 minutes and we're going to be sort of turning them as often as you like, really. Try and get all the sides done. Very, very easy now. They look absolutely fabulous. See in about 6 or 8 minutes. Okay, so there you go. That's been going for about 7, 8 minutes now. They're looking fantastic. Now, if they're not cooked all the way through, don't panic because we're going to be cooking these again in our sauce. I mean, try and get them cooked now, but you know, you don't have to really worry. Let's just fetch these out. Yeah, so we're going to make a nice, simple tomato sauce for these. To go with some pasta. And I'm going to be using this oil in the pan because that's got some lovely flavours in there. Let me grab the things for that. Okay, so I've turned the heat up here. We've got some lovely flavours going on in there with that flavoured oil we just cooked the meatballs in. Let's start by dropping in 1 onion and chopped garlic, and I've got a lot of garlic here. I didn't put any garlic in the meatballs, but there's plenty here. So 1 onion and probably half a head of garlic, which is like, you know, maybe 5 cloves. I'm going to get that little bit of oregano in again, give it a nice flavour. Some black pepper. Don't be shy with your black pepper. Plenty of that. Gonna grab a little bit of salt. In that goes. So we're on a above medium heat now. Just let this go for about 3 minutes. Keep it moving. There we go, that's coming along really nicely. Now this is a really quick version of this sauce. Usually you'd be cooking this for hours and hours. So we're going to do a nice quick one. So we're going to get 1 can of chopped tomatoes in the mix. Some tomato paste. I've got 135 grams here. In that goes. And for me, I like a splash of white wine in there. You could be using red wine if you wanted. So let's lower the heat to just below medium. Need to let this go for at least 8 minutes. Give it a stir every now and then. Okay, that's looking great now. Like I say, this is a very, very quick version. Usually, like I say, with a tomato sauce like this, it can be cooking for hours and hours. I'm going to put some fresh chopped parsley in there, some flat leaf parsley, or if you want some fresh basil. Give that a little mix. Let's get our meatballs, return them to the sauce. Lower the heat to a simmer. Get a lid on that, leave it alone, see in 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, off goes the heat, off comes the lid, out goes the steam. And there you go. We've got some lovely, lovely meatballs in tomato sauce. If you wanted, you can get some pasta, some spaghetti, some penne, some fusilli, tagliatelle, whatever you want, and get it in the mix, or you can serve it on top. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you soon. Lots of love.
Hello and welcome to How to Cook Great Food. With thousands of recipes and millions of views, why not subscribe to our channel and join the family?